Hey guys, it's Anime Z here, and today we're going to be doing the first part of a new MHA What If Deku had a stat leveling quirk. I just want to thank you guys for the support on the last video since it did really well. There's nothing much else I want to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag, disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
Firstly, I want to explain the basics of this quirk. This quirk gives him access to stats that can be upgraded through quests, level ups or experience points. Level ups give a stat boost based on the number of the level. For example, level 20 gives a plus 20 boost to all stats when finished, and level 3 gives a plus 3 boost to all stats when finished. XP points are given every level and the amount randomly increases as you go up levels. They can then be put into the different stats. The different stats are as follows: strength, speed, durability, constitution, combat, defense, dexterity, intelligence, and stealth. I know there isn't an offensive statistic, but that's really just a sum up of combat and some of the physical stats. The twist, however, is pretty cool. He can master the manipulation of 3 elements at one time. Don't worry, it's nothing overpowered, it isn't all that powerful. It also takes a lot of time and hard work to eventually master it. Also, if he overwrites one of the materials, like swaps it for another one, he loses all of the skill with that material that's been swapped out. The materials that he can use span from things like water to rock to electricity. Better things like fire and electricity take much longer to master than things like water. Even worse materials like paper take much less time to master and just aren't that good to use as your material. Deku is still a late bloomer in this what if. He has no powers all the way through to late middle school. Late middle school more like after he's actually finished with all of middle school. After the whole thing with Bakugo destroying his book and toying with him, he is sneaked up on by the sludge villain. He gets coated in this weird slime and starts to stop breathing. His vision becomes hazy and he starts to lose control. However, he looks and sees a message in clear. It reads, "New skill, gripping rip." His hands slightly glow for a second and he slashes through the slime. He turns speedily and starts ripping apart the sludge villain violently. He then makes the final slash and the slime just becomes a bunch of ripped slime across the floor. He turns and sees the clump of slime have a selective outline. It then gains a heading saying collect material, organic slime. Deku thinks, what is this? Am I being controlled? He nods and follows by saying yes in his head, and the slime flies towards him. He falls back being slightly startled, but then it disappears right in front of his eyes. A pop-up shows up showing his inventory containing organic slime. Once he looks at it, it says a slime from an organic life form. He looks up and sees All Might. All Might gives him his book then says, "No fear because I am here." Wait, Deku says, "Yeah, I already destroyed the villain." All Might says, "Oh, well, good stuff kid, I'll be on my way." Deku says, "Wait, I'm a big fan of yours, can I get your autograph?" He sees his book and sees it's already signed. He thinks, when I caught it was signed. Deku runs over to him as he wants to ask another question and he clasps onto All Might. All Might doesn't notice until a good while, like in the cannon, and he lands on the roof. Deku lands and All Might says, "Kid, what are you doing?" He says, "Can I become a hero even if I don't have a quirk?" He says, "Sure, you can do anything you put your mind to." All Might starts steaming, then he runs off and Deku thinks, whoa, I can do this. After this event, he goes home, then once he opens his door, he sees a text reading, "Welcome to Izuku Midoriya's system." He thinks, huh? It reads, "This is your quirk. Feel free to explore the quirk through voice or mind voice command. Looking at different things will give a little information box on the thing being looked at. You can turn this feature off in the settings." Deku thinks, whoa, inventory. It opens and he sees the slime. He thinks, let me see what I can do with this. Organic slime, click on it. It then clicks on the organic slime, then it shows different options for what he can do with the slime. It reads, take out, discard, plus 0 XP. Info, uses material skill. Deku thinks, uses material skill? More info on that please. It then reads, using this as your material skill can give you certain stat boosts when in use. Mainly it gives the user manipulation of the material depending on the level of experience. The higher the level of experience, the more complex the manipulation. He thinks slime can be pretty good, it's sticky, could be a pretty good armor if I just clasp it together a lot. It gives stat boosts too, slime can be formed into tons of things. He clicks on it, then he gets a level up. A bunch of light emits from him, then a level up sign floats from his feet to about 2 feet above his head before disappearing. His stats open after reading quest complete, gain a material skill, 1 out of 1. Then he sees a boost to all of his stats. He thinks, whoa, this is cool. He gains a +1 boost to all stats after getting a level up and he thinks, no way, I actually got a level up already. He then sees a text reading level 2, choose between these 3 paths. Hunter. based off of the modern day assassin and medieval hunter, increases strength, speed and stealth by +2, but decreases defense and durability by -3. Warrior, based off of medieval combat warrior, increases strength, speed and combat by +2 but decreases strength and intelligence by -2. Tank, based off the build causing large size and good strength, increases strength, durability, combat and defense by +2 but decreases stealth and constitution by -3. It also decreases dexterity by -2. Deku thinks, all three are manageable. If I'm using slime, I think I should use tank since there are many flashy and get in your face quirks. Hunter doesn't pose good defense and durability, and that will make it hard to get me out of those situations. Warrior isn't really a bad build for this type of situation, but tank is a good one. He says tank, I want tank. It reads, are you sure? This is a lifelong and irreversible decision. Deku thinks, no, I need to think about this. He spends time then connects Hunter to a hard and tough material. He connects Warrior to an elemental material such as fire or lightning, then connects Tank to a manipulative material like slime or wind. I know wind is an element, but it is one of the most manipulative material skills that he can choose. He thinks, I want Tank. I want to confirm. He thinks, the stats are too basic now. I can even train like a hunter and have somewhat success. He grows to 5'11" instantly and gains more muscle mass and fat too. He gains 150 XP after this and takes off his shirt. He sees his muscles and thinks, I just got this? He jumps and sees he can even jump higher. He thinks, cool. Luckily, Bakugo doesn't get caught by the sludge villain later in the day since Deku defeated it. Deku stands and everything around him goes black. He thinks, what is going on? It reads, welcome to this space, plus 100 XP. He gets another level up going into level 3 and gets a +2 boost to all stats. Just to add, when you finish a level, you get that level's number after the level is actually done. It's not when you go into level 20 you get a +20 stat boost, you'll get a +19 boost. It's actually when you start level 21, you'll get a +20 stat boost. He thinks, what is even going on with this? Explain this. It reads, the space is a small fake pocket dimension that you can go into when subconscious. Here you can train your material skills, martial arts, combat, etc. You can train here alone or face different opponents selected. Select. Solitary, you can choose the setting and train alone. Face, 1v1 a selected opponent. Massacre. Massacre is grayed out and it gives no information on what it actually means. Deku just assumes he can't do that certain thing yet, and he is correct. Deku thinks, I'm going right in. Face. He then sees two different types of opponents. Level 1 beast, a large wolf-like animal. Level 1 combatant, a grayed out human. Deku chooses a combatant, then the numbers 3, 2, 1 come up in his face. The fight begins and Deku prepares. The combatant punches him in the face and shoves him to the floor. He rolls over then dodges a stomp. He gets up then gets gut punched. He gets winded really hard then falls to one knee in agony. He gets kicked in the face and then he opens his inventory. His slime shows and he takes it out. He throws the clump of slime at him and it hinders his movement. Deku punches him multiple times on the body. Its HP drops to 50% that's shown above its head. It rips the slime then grabs Deku by the neck. Deku takes a step back and thinks, this is level 1? He gets thrown to the floor again then the slime drops to the floor. He runs over to the slime then says gripping rip. He throws a bunch of slime at the combatant that lands on his face and stuff, then he shoves him back. He simply shakes the slime off and punches Deku in the jaw. Deku falls to the ground and starts seeing blurry vision. He runs to Deku and kicks him in the side of the head. He rolls from the impact and can barely get up. Blood drips from his nose and mouth, then in clear he sees text. New ability, Adrenaline Strike. He turns and he clenches his fist. He runs at him at about 22 miles per hour because of his ability, then lands a massively powerful strike. The grey combatant falls back and drops to the ground. It spits blood and can barely get up. Its HP also drops to 10%. Deku runs and leaps up as high as he can. He then slams his legs into his back. The combatant stops moving then poofs away. Deku's slam goes back into his body, then he reads combatant defeated, plus 200 XP. Material skill level up, level 2 beginner, plus 200 XP, level up. He gets another level up, then a +3 to all physical stats. He thinks exit the space. He exits the space and opens stats. His stats are as follows. Strength 8, speed 6, durability 8, constitution 3. Combat 8, defense 8, dexterity 4, intelligence 6, stealth 3. He is pretty happy with this improvement and continues to train his quirk. After a day, he wakes up and sees that he gains 477 XP. This is mainly because of one of the quests that says finish a day with the system. He thinks, whoa. He then levels up again and goes into level 5, giving him a +4 boost to all stats. He thinks, yeah, wait, what are these XP points? It turns out he has racked up 7 XP points that he can put into stats. He then puts 2 into Constitution, then 1 into Dexterity and Combat. He just keeps the rest. Deku then uses his talents wisely. His main priority now is to master his slime. He gets his material skill to level 4 beginner by about a week. By the way, every 5 levels he gets a new title with his organic slime. It goes beginner, novice, intermediate, advanced, master. Deku, when he uses slime, gets a stat boost of 2 to dexterity, strength, speed and defense. Deku goes into the space. He spawns in a level 2 combatant and reveals his slime. He throws the clump of slime in a dense ball and it hits the combatant. Deku pulls the slime towards him, then it clumps all over him irregularly. The combatant runs over to him, then punches his chest. His slime takes most of the hit for him, and then he split a partial amount of the slime at its face. He then punches its face and sweeps its legs. He then follows with a kick to the face. The level 2 combatant falls back, then Deku slams him into the ground with his extra weight. The combatant's HP drops to 25% already, then Deku pulls him up. Deku then kicks him in the chest and punches him across the jaw. The combatant swivels around and drops to its hands and knees. It drops to 5% HP, then Deku splats slime onto its face. Its HP slowly deteriorates until it reaches 0 and he finishes the match. His slime goes into his inventory, then his material skill evolves into Novice. He gains 200 XP from this, as well as his stat boost from slime increased to 4. Just for example, his stat of strength when using slime is a whopping 16 now. So that will conclude the first part of What If Deku had the stat leveling quirk. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video, because this What If has been so much fun to make. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.